Since 1980, the International Monetary Fund has provided emergency loans to dozens of countries in financial crisis. Each loan comes with conditions called structural adjustment programs. Those conditions require the borrowing country to privatize state-owned industries, cut government spending on health and education, raise interest rates, and open markets to foreign competition. Every country that followed these conditions experienced higher poverty rates, worse health outcomes, and greater economic inequality. This is not an accident. This is the mechanism.
The architecture of the debt trap works in three phases. Phase one, a country experiences a financial crisis, often triggered by global commodity price drops or currency attacks that the IMF has no tools to prevent. Phase two, the IMF offers a loan. The country desperate accepts. Phase three, the structural adjustment conditions attached to that loan require selling off public assets, cutting subsidies, and liberalizing capital flows, policies that systematically advantage foreign investors over domestic populations.
The examples are not exceptions, they are the rule. Argentina borrowed from the IMF 12 times between 1956 and 2018. After each loan, economic conditions worsened. In 2001, Argentina defaulted on $132 billion in debt, the largest sovereign default in history at the time. Greece borrowed from the IMF in 2010. The conditions required cutting pensions, raising taxes, and selling state assets. Greek GDP fell 25% in 5 years. Youth unemployment reached 60%. In 2015, 61% of Greeks voted to reject more conditions. The government accepted them anyway.
The privatization requirements are where the mechanism becomes most visible. IMF-mandated privatizations typically work as follows. The country is required to sell state-owned utilities, telecoms, or natural resources at distressed sale prices. The buyers are typically multinational corporations or foreign state entities. After privatization, prices rise because the new owners are profit maximizing. The money from the sale goes to service the debt. The public loses the asset permanently.
The IMF's own research eventually confirmed what critics had been saying for 30 years. A 2016 IMF paper titled Neoliberalism, oversold, acknowledged that capital account liberalization, one of the core structural adjustment requirements, had increased inequality and not improved growth in most developing economies. The paper was written by IMF economists. It received almost no coverage. The policies it critiqued remained in place.
The IMF is structured so that voting power is proportional to financial contribution. The United States has 16.5% of the votes, enough to veto any major decision, since major decisions require 85% approval. The European Union collectively controls another 30%. Developing countries, which are the borrowers, have minimal voting representation. The countries that set the loan conditions are the countries whose corporations and investors benefit from the privatizations those conditions require.
This is documented in IMF's own reports and 30 years of country-by-country outcomes data. The question is not whether structural adjustment causes harm. The evidence is settled. The question is whether that harm is a side effect of well-intentioned policy or a predictable feature of a system designed to transfer public assets to private international capital. Either way, the mechanism is the same, and it is still operating. Subscribe.